Samuel Lester was no ordinary server at the Grove. He possessed a rare gift for making every guest feel uniquely cherished. His warm grin and serene presence transformed routine visits into personal experiences, proving that dignity was owed to everyone, whether draped in crisp business attire or wearing well-worn denim. On a languid Tuesday afternoon, when the restaurant pulsed with the muted strains of soft jazz and the gentle clink of polished glasses, an unexpected chime shattered the calm. Samuel glanced up as the door swung open, revealing a lanky teenager escorted by two sharply dressed men whose eyes missed nothing. There was an unmistakable aura around this visitor, and although Samuel recognized the name, Baron, it mattered little. His welcome was as heartfelt as ever. "Welcome to the Grove." "A table for one," he offered, his tone as effortless as a melody. Baron merely nodded, choosing a secluded booth by the window, and Samuel guided him over with a courteous smile while casually presenting the menu. "Take your time," he murmured, his voice gentle as the fading notes of the jazz. Within moments, Baron skimmed the menu and requested a simple cheeseburger with a soda. Samuel's practiced nod betrayed no judgment at the straightforward order, and he assured, right away, before drifting off to the kitchen. However, just as his footsteps began to echo down the corridor, his manager, Mr. Walter, stepped in with a sharp query. "Do you realize who that is?" Walter barked, eyes narrowing as he gestured toward the booth. Samuel's gaze flicked back. With measured calm he replied, "That's Baron, and yes, I know his lineage." Walter's voice cut through the ambient hum. "Then you must understand the delicacy of this matter. Stick to the basics, no idle chatter, no extra niceties, and for goodness sake, don't tarnish our image." Samuel suppressed a flicker of irritation and returned to crafting the meal with steady precision. After placing the dish before his young guest, Samuel caught the soft, almost imperceptible thank you from Baron as he tucked into his meal. Moving back to his other duties, Samuel's attention was snared by a small glint on the booth, a forgotten wallet left behind in the rush of departure. Without a moment's hesitation, he called out, "Excuse me, you've left this behind." A spark of surprise lit Baron's eyes as Samuel handed over the wallet, and a murmured thank you floated between them. Yet as Samuel resumed his work, he couldn't shake the weight of Mr. Walter's disapproving stare burning into his back. Later that evening, when the final diners had departed and the once bustling dining room fell into a reflective silence, Walter's summons came like a cold gust. In a cramped office stripped of warmth, Walter's voice declared, "You're fired." Bewilderment and hurt churned within Samuel as he questioned the verdict. "But why?" he managed, only to be met with Walter's stern retort, "You deviated from protocol, you risked our reputation." Stunned and burdened by a sense of injustice, Samuel trudged out into the night, the weight of that fateful dismissal pressing down like an endless shadow. The next morning, solitude enveloped Samuel in his modest apartment. Seated before a laptop laden with job listings that blurred into one indistinct mass, years of loyal service at the Grove now felt like a bygone era lost over a trivial act of kindness. Just as resignation threatened to silence his hopes, a sudden buzz on the coffee table shattered the stillness, a call from an unknown number. Expecting another telemarketer, Samuel answered with cautious routine. "Hello," came a deep, measured voice. "Is this Samuel Lester?" Confirming his identity, he listened as the voice continued, "This is Donald Trump." For an agonizing heartbeat, Samuel doubted the reality of the situation, thinking it a cruel prank. "Yes, sir," he stuttered. The voice explained that his son, Baron, had spoken of the previous day, the incident where Samuel had returned a forgotten wallet without hesitation. "It might have seemed trivial," Trump intoned, "but I've heard that your manager dismissed you over it, and that is simply unacceptable." Samuel's mind raced, words faltered as the caller pressed on, "You stand for integrity, Samuel. I will not let genuine decency be punished. I'm offering you a role at one of my properties. Choose your position, and consider it done." Samuel blinked in disbelief, thoughts spiraling wildly. I don't know what to say," he murmured. "Just say yes," Trump urged before promising that an assistant would soon relay the details. And then, as quickly as the call had begun, it ended, leaving Samuel to stare at his phone, his heart pounding in stunned silence. Before he knew it, Samuel found himself stepping into a realm he'd never imagined, a towering edifice known as the Trump International Hotel. Rising high above the urban throng, the hotel's sleek contours and opulent interiors painted a stark contrast to the humble ambience of the Grove. Adjusting his tie with trembling determination, he walked through grand revolving doors into a lobby buzzing with refined energy. A courteous receptionist greeted him warmly. "Mr. Lester, welcome. Mr. Trump has arranged for you to meet our executive team in the conference room overlooking the city." Inside a room framed by floor-to-ceiling windows, Samuel was introduced to a cadre of consummate professionals whose polished demeanors belied an earnest curiosity. They delved into his history, his innate skills, and how he envisioned his place within their prestigious fold. By the time the meeting drew to a close, Samuel was offered a managerial position in guest relations, a role that promised not only newfound responsibilities but also a compensation package that left him utterly speechless. In the ensuing weeks, Samuel embraced his new role with a fervor that quickly earned him the respect of both staff and guests. His genuine dedication rekindled a long-dormant sense of self-worth, and each day in that grand hotel reaffirmed the value of kindness. As the months unfolded, his life underwent a dramatic transformation, until one evening, an invitation arrived that would forever imprint this journey in his memory. A dinner was set with the Trump family, held in an intimate private dining room that exuded understated luxury. Nervous anticipation mingled with gratitude as Samuel stepped into the softly lit room. To his surprise, Barron, now far removed from the reticent youth he once was, greeted him with sincere warmth. "Thank you," the young man confided quietly. "You didn't have to help me that day, but you did, and my father believes that true character is rare." Then, with a resonant tone that commanded attention, Donald Trump himself declared, "Samuel Lester, a man whose quiet act of decency reminds us all that compassion never goes unrewarded." Amidst heartfelt applause and the gentle clink of glasses, Samuel's humble smile spoke volumes. In that charged moment, he realized that one simple act of kindness had rewritten the narrative of his life, leaving him forever changed, and leading us to wonder what other miracles might lie just beyond the next kind gesture.